You pull your freshly unmolded soap out, and instead of that smooth, gorgeous surface you worked so hard for, it's covered in mysterious white patches. Sound familiar? Those white spots are one of the most common frustrations in soap making, and the good news is they are completely preventable. I am Kathy, the clumsy soaper, and today we are going to tackle white spots and soda ash once and for all. You will learn exactly what causes them and how to stop them, whether you make soap at home or at a commercial scale. Let us dive in together. You put your soap to bed looking smooth and gorgeous, and then you wake up the next morning to find these chalky, dusty white patches sitting right on top. I know that feeling. Before you panic and think you've ruined your whole batch, let me tell you what you're actually looking at. That white surface layer is soda ash, and it is purely a cosmetic issue. Your soap is completely fine underneath. We're going to sort this out fast. Soda ash is a surface reaction between unreacted sodium hydroxide and carbon dioxide in the air. Think of it like how a freshly cut apple browns when exposed to oxygen. It is purely a surface phenomenon, not a structural problem. The soap underneath is completely fine. But here is the thing. Customers do not know that. They see white, dusty patches and assume something went wrong. Preventing it comes down to one principle. Eliminate air contact in that critical first 24 hours of cure. So your very first line of defense against white spots is isopropyl alcohol, and the timing here is everything. The moment you finish pouring your soap into the mold, you reach for your spray bottle and give the entire top surface a light, even misting of 91% isopropyl alcohol. Not a drenching, just a fine mist covering every part of that exposed surface. Here is why this works. White spots, particularly soda ash, form when the unsaponified fatty acids, or free alkali on the surface of fresh soap, react with carbon dioxide in the air. By laying down a thin film of alcohol immediately after pouring, you are physically blocking that air contact before the reaction even gets a chance to start. Think of it like cling wrap on a bowl of guacamole. The moment air touches it, oxidation and browning begin. Cover it instantly, and you stop that entirely. Now, the 91% versus 70% distinction genuinely matters. The 70% isopropyl is diluted with more water, and that extra water can actually contribute to surface issues rather than prevent them. The 91% gives you faster evaporation, better surface penetration, and more effective air displacement. It is a small cost difference at the store, but a meaningful quality difference in your finished bars. Keep a dedicated spray bottle filled and ready before you even start your pour. Step 2 is beautifully simple, and it costs you almost nothing. Cover your mold tightly, and I mean press the plastic wrap directly onto the surface of the soap. No air gap, no loose tent over the top. Think of it like pressing cling wrap directly onto leftover guacamole to stop it browning. Same principle. Carbon dioxide in that trapped air reacts with your soap during gel phase and forms sodium carbonate, which is exactly what ash is. Eliminate the air, eliminate the problem. Now, if the ash has already formed on your bars, do not stress, because it is completely removable. For cured bars, hold them over a pot of steaming water for a few seconds, and the steam rehydrates that crusty layer so you can simply wipe it away with a damp cloth. If the ash is thick or stubborn, use a soap planer or even a vegetable peeler as an emergency tool to shave off a clean, fresh top surface in seconds. So let us lock in 3 simple habits that will keep white spots and ash off your next batch for good. First, your alcohol spray bottle should be right next to your mold before you even start pouring. Mist the surface immediately after your pour while the soap is still warm and exposed. That thin layer of isopropyl alcohol disrupts the carbon dioxide contact before ash can even begin forming. Second, wrap tight. And I mean plastic wrap pressed directly onto the soap surface, not just draped loosely over the top of the mold. You want 0 air gap between the plastic and the soap. Think of it like pressing cling wrap directly onto leftover food to prevent a skin from forming. Same principle, same contact, same protection. Third, if ash has already appeared on a finished bar, do not panic and do not throw it out. A quick pass of steam from a garment steamer or even a pot of boiling water will dissolve that powdery sodium carbonate right off the surface. It is a cure after the fact, not a prevention, but it absolutely works. Prevention first, rescue second. Keep those 3 habits consistent and white spots become a rare visitor rather than a regular problem. So to wrap things up, remember that white spots in cold process soap come down to 3 root causes: incomplete mixing, uneven temperatures, and excess unsaponified oils. Catching these early during trace saves your entire batch. Whether you are making soap at home or scaling up for market, consistency in your process is everything. Your customers deserve a beautiful, uniform bar every single time. And now you have the knowledge to deliver exactly that. Keep practicing, keep improving, and trust the process. Once again, this is Kathy, the Clumsy Soaper. Be blessed and be a blessing to others.